Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming and Merry Christmas. So I'm recording this on the 23rd and I'm doing it so that I've got a video for anybody who's just up on Christmas Eve. Maybe you don't have family to be with and you just want some YouTube to watch. So thought I would open up some packs, maybe chat a little bit. This is not going to be live, so I'm going to just be spitballing stuff that I'm talking about for a little bit. And then I'm going to show you guys some stuff I got back in PSA returns as well. And then if you stick around, there might be a little surprise waiting for you. So I got these back from PSA. I picked up some fall collector chests, and I thought this Pikachu was really nice looking. That Cosmos Hollow. I did the same thing with it was one of the promos. I want to say it was from one of the check lanes. It might have been a 3-pack blister, but it was with the Growlithe. And I sent maybe 10 of them in. For the Growlithe, picked up a few 10s, picked up a few 9s. Hey, you got to be really picky when you send cards in like this because they're only worth a few bucks. But there was only I think I picked out 14 out of over 100 of these Pikachus that I pulled straight out of the collector chest that I thought could possibly be graded. 7 went to CGC, 7 went to PSA, and I just got back the 7 from PSA. 5 out of the 7 pulled a 10, so I did pretty good there. I do have a high price tag on it right now, just because I think it looks really good. It'll probably come down in time if it doesn't sell, but if they do sell, then I don't know, maybe my last few will go up. We'll just have to see. The 9s aren't too bad, but nobody's graded these from what I could see for CGC or PSA, so maybe I'm the only one. Also sent in several of these. I've sent in these before to PSA and CGC, and I noticed before my V and V Maxes, these I would get the least amount of 10s for. This time I got, I think, 3 Charizard V out of 10, and then 3 VMAX, or maybe it's actually, I think it might have been out of like 25. I submitted quite a few of these, but then I had 0 V-Stars. Before, the V-Star was really the only one that I could get 10s in, and I noticed that I didn't get any this time, but I did also notice that the V-Star is way higher in price than these other two, so I doubt that has anything to do with it. I just thought it was a little ironic. And then I also sent several of these. These did pretty good. I'm setting back 10 of these in my personal collection. I have some of the pristines set back in my personal collection from the CGC side, but I decided to grade some from PSA. It's kind of the price range on this. It varies so dramatically. So like a 10, I'm selling for $59.99 right now. I did have it at one point as low as $34.99, but it is like ticked up pretty quickly. And that's the CGC 10 Gem Mint. The PSA 10, I just listed these for $159.99. Usually there's not that kind of a gap between a CGC 10 and a PSA 10. But then get this, the Pristine 10 I'm selling for $350, and I've sold 3 at that price, 2 in this past week. So this card's, I think people really like it, and right now it's so wide on the range because people who want it that are buying into it, they're just buying like the best of the best. So they're either getting the best of CGC or the best of PSA. I can imagine a black label on the English side for this Mew EX is going to be very expensive. But I don't know if we've seen one of those. I've seen, I think Z&G was selling a black label Japanese version, which the Japanese version is harder to get than this one. However, I believe it's quite a bit easier. We know that the Japanese quality is very superb. I had other cards that I graded on that submission, but those were the main ones that I thought you guys might like. Did grade a lot of those Charizard EXs from the battle deck, I think that's what it was, and I showed those to you guys. I did really good on the PSA side. I think I got 3 9s, the rest were 10s, and then I've sent a lot off to CGC. I haven't seen those back yet, so we'll just see how that goes. But anyways, I'm going to just be opening up some booster packs. I've got some Temporal Festival, and I went ahead and just popped that so I don't have to pull out the knife again, but I'm going to open up 6 boxes and maybe just talk with you guys for a little bit. I really think Temporal Festival is a really good set. Some of the hype has died down over this past week. We've seen some reprints come through. It brought the prices down. I don't know where I'm going to be the next time that I have a live stream, which is not going to be this week, obviously. But I do have this video for you guys. And then next week, I imagine I'm not going to have one either. It's going to be New Year's Eve. I'm probably going to be spending that with family. So we're going to start back up at the beginning of the year for a live stream. Nice little Terrapagos there. I'm going to just kind of pull out the exciting hits. But I will say this. I sent off cards for this set to be graded that were non-hollow. Like I sent off Jolteons. I even sent off a few A-Specs. I want to try to see if I can get maybe like a master set of even like the EXs and Pristine. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but we're going to find out. If I can get pretty close, I might send in ones that I miss on. I think I sent in at least 2 or 3 of cards like that. I did not send in every common sign. I didn't send any Phoebus or Abra or anything like that. Oh man, pack number 1 already hitting good. Look at that Sylveon. Beautiful card. Like, obviously this would be a card worth grading. Might be the big hit of the box. Who knows? Maybe we'll hit a God Pack too in one of these 6. But I didn't send off every holo. I'd like to have a master set. Well, it's not a master set. I'd like to have a complete set of the holos, the SRs, SARs, EXs, that kind of stuff. But we'll see. If I like miss on most of them, I might just stop there, because those are not good plays to make money on. At least I don't think, anyways. Of course, this set's so popular because of this. Like, you can get those, you can get the Evolutions. It's a high class set, so you're going to get at least an EX in every pack, anyways. Might pull a Master Ball. Just a nice little added bonus. Like, that still looks really cool for a reverse holo, that Iron Thorns. Or I guess that's future Tyranitar. I don't know which. I guess in time I'm going to just get used to it and just call them Iron Thorns every time, instead of referring to him as a future Tyranitar. Tyranitar, it's like the OG, and it looks like a Tyranitar, but he's adapted over time. I guess they gave him a new name. Now I plan to open up 6 of these boxes, and then possibly another set as well. I sent off all of the Evolutions in both like the non-holo or holo version. Like in the case with Jolteon, he has a holo. But then I also sent off all of the EX as well. And then I haven't pulled every one of the SARs, but the ones that I have pulled for myself, I have pulled, or I did send off to be graded. Sent some to PSA, some to CGC. I was trying to optimize that. If it looked like really well centered, you know, that kind of stuff, then I went for the pristine. Now, if it was a little bit off center, I think, especially for cards that are more expensive, you might have a better shot at pulling that PSA 10. And that's going to beat out the CGC Gem Mint 10 price. But they're pretty strict on the pristines, even with like the for Japanese cards, English cards, whatever. So if it looked like it had enough of the centering off that it would be noticed, I did not go with CGC. Wow, look at that Glaceon, man. We are 2 for 2. Beautiful looking card. Got the luck right now. I pulled so many masks when I was opening these up for myself. I didn't realize that, you know, that wasn't the best, but I pulled a lot of them. I don't think I pulled a gold card. I'd like to pull the gold Pikachu. I did order some of those, but the dude said he'd get them out to me in 4 to 5 days. After 10 days, I was like, all right, we need to do a refund because prices have dropped and you did not hit your deadline. And I told him beforehand, it's like, if you can't do it, you know, quickly, then I don't want to buy them, because for something like this, it is time sensitive. And he said, all right, 4 to 5 days. And I said, all right, let's do that. And on the 10th day, I had said to him, all right, it's been too long. You haven't shipped anything out. You know, I had paid like 20% over market to get mint, well-centered, and have them shipped in 4 to 5 days. And he said he would do the refund because he did realize that it changed and, you know, he didn't meet the deadline. But he also offered to do a partial refund because he had acquired most of them and he could ship them out that day. So I said, I'll do that because the refund was fair based off the market value. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And what I had picked up was 20 of the gold Pikachus. I pulled 1 or 2 of those in the stream this past Tuesday. Still want one for my personal collection. I think it's a nice looking card. Prices dropped. I had originally paid $65 a card, which was, at the time, you could find them on eBay for just under $60, but I could get them for even cheaper if they didn't have to be well centered, and I was ordering a bunch of them. And last time I looked, I saw them for under 50. So I was like, oh, okay, you know, it's dropped a little bit too much for us to be still waiting around and you not have shipped these out yet, because they still have to get from Japan to me, and then I got to send them in to be graded, which is why I had set the timeline restraint from the very beginning. All right, we pulled an SR. Now, usually, if you guys have been watching some of these packs be opened up, this does not mean that you're not going to get an SAR. We should still get an SAR in the box. You can get a double SAR pack, like you can get like a Glaceon, and then there's some trainers that are SARs, and they can come in the same pack. We had one of those. So far, no Master Balls. You can get a gold and an SAR in the same box as well. Got the Dragapult. Not a Glaceon or a Sylveon, but still pretty cool. And then last pack, nothing there. All right, box number 4. We're rolling right through it. I hope you guys have a great Christmas. It's pretty cold here. Well, today it's cold. I think it's supposed to be warmed up a little bit by Christmas time. I've never seen a white Christmas. I live in the foothills of North Carolina, right below our Appalachian Mountains. Now, it's almost always got some kind of snow, or snow on maybe snow on a weekly basis up, just 45 minutes from where we're at. But it's weird because where we sit at the base, we're up higher than the rest of the counties that are east of us. But because of the way the mountains do, a lot of times they like soak up all the moisture, or they block it out or something, and like they'll get hit real hard, and then there'll almost be like a hole or a gap over us, and it'll skip over to the next county. Still no Master Ball. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, I got a little cut right there. So if you've ever, here, you seen one of these? All right, so this is a box, like a box blade. Take this and stack it up about 100 times and put a plastic container around it, and that's what I keep in my toolbox. So when I need a fresh blade, I can just slide it out from the top. Well, the box was laying like this, right? So I got a bunch of blades, this way, and I was grabbing stuff in my toolbox, just pulling it out, and I didn't realize that one had slipped out just a little bit. So you're talking about just a little bit of the blade, and I went down with my hand, and it just just cut right into it. And that little cut has been annoying because I was putting together something for my daughter for the next 5 hours after that, and it was very annoying. Thankfully, it did stop bleeding. Just that little cut, man, it just sliced in there, and like you could just see a little bit of flesh inside of it, but it's starting to heal up some now. Those little cuts can be so much more annoying than like a slice in your arm. It's like, what is going on? I guess because of where it's at and the way it's used. But yeah, it's cold here right now, but it's almost like when moisture does hit us, because of the direction it comes, usually it comes from the west. Sometimes it can come from the south. We get hit with more moisture from the south because it's not as blocked as much, because the way North Carolina is shaped, we're like right here. This is the mountains. So when it comes up from the south, there's really not anything blocking it. But when it's coming from the north, it hits those mountains. And well, the moisture that we see, it's either warm or it's warming up, or it's dry and skips over us. We used to get 1 or 2 good snows a year, so like we were always excited for it, because of the way our hills are and the roads. School would be out. I mean, it was one of those things where if we got hit with 4 or 5 inches of snow, we're going to get 2 or 3 days out of school. Sometimes just the chance of snow will drive everybody insane. Like the milk will sell out from the grocery stores. The roads will get real crazy. People will be going in buying snow tires. I mean, every road will be completely salted. Schools will be canceled for the next day, and we're talking about like 2-3 inches of snow prediction. And then half the time, nothing even happens. We just get a free day out of school. Now, we didn't even get a good snow last year. I've only had maybe 2 good snows since we moved in at our double wide, which we don't live. That's where I'm working right now, but we don't live here anymore. We still live on the same street. But I remember we got a 9 or 10 inch snow one year. Probably about the same another year. We've had several 3 or 4 inch snows. Man, no master balls. They are just like, they're hiding. Which makes sense because Tuesday night we hit a bunch. We hit way higher than 50%. And I think this is from the same group of boxes. If you guys have been checking out Retro Specs, he has several boxes available pretty much at all times, but he's come down a little bit on Terrestrial. After this box, I'm going to show you guys what I was talking about, a little treat for you. If you're here watching this video Christmas Eve, you're going to get a little Christmas present. Ah, there's a Master Ball. At least until it runs out. I don't have unlimited funds for this, but after this box I'll show you. It's easy to give away things when other people are doing the work. So that'll be a little hint. That's not much of a hint, is it? All right, last, we picked up a second Goldingo. Not my favorite, but still looks pretty cool up there. All right, here we go. So, which one is it? All right, so if you go to PokemonWonder.com, you can see it right here below my face now. So if you're listening, you might want to pause and check this out. Code Merry Christmas. I don't know if it's case sensitive or not, but give it a shot. It'll give you $10 off any order. Now, I've only got 100 spots available for this, so please, I ask that you don't use this more than once or create accounts so that you can use it more than once. Just use it once. It's a gift from me to the first 100 people that use it. But Pokemon Wonder, he's going to fulfill the orders. I don't think that codes will stack. You can try using some of the, I think there's TCA 10 or TCA 5, something like that. We've got a code for his site down there in the chat, but or not in the chat, but down there in the description for any of my videos. So like if you end up ordering more than $10 worth of stuff, you might be able to get a discount on some of that other stuff too. But anyways, Merry Christmas will give you $10 off. So if you spend $5 on a pack and it costs $4 to ship it, your order should be free. It should apply to the entire order. I don't know about sales tax or anything like that, but it'll give you $10 off and then do up to 100 people. I think that it is limited to 1, but I do ask that you don't go and create more accounts so that you can use it more than once. You're welcome to share it around if you want. I don't know how many people are going to be watching this video this late into it, but Merry Christmas to any of you who are watching it first. You saw this and you know that's what you're doing. Go pick you up some free stuff. He's got a wide variety of product, and so I would suggest, like, if you want to buy singles at a good price from a place, I mean, Pokemon Wonder is a good site to go to. I know Justin. He's a really nice guy. Like, so grateful about everything. We got to meet his family over the summer. Super nice. Very welcoming. Very humble. Can't say enough good stuff about him. And I've only known him for a little bit. So hopefully I know him for years to come. We'll just see how life goes. There's Vaporeon. But yeah, just go there. Like I said, the $10 should apply to just about, I would assume, to anything on his website, but it'll be $10 off the entire order. And so if you order less than $10 worth of stuff, like total for your cart, then it should ship to you for free. This will be the last Terrestrial Festival box, but then I'm going to open up a few Surging Sparks packs as well. Maybe we'll pull us something, maybe we won't. Nice looking, what is it? Sandy Shocks. I want to say Hisuian Magneton, but it's Sandy Shocks. All right, last pack, last chance for the God Pack. Did not happen. Let's see what we get. Got a Walking Wake. Not too bad. The first 2 boxes were definitely the best, pulling the Glaceon and the Sylveon. But we picked up a couple Gold Dingos, 1 Master Ball, and then the Sandy Shocks. We set these to the side because I did not pull out the regular EXs or anything like that. I just pulled out only the SAR and that 1 SR and the Master Ball. Okay, so here are the Surging Sparks packs. Got a decent amount here. Maybe a little bit more than a booster box. Maybe less. I don't think I've graded much from this set. English is a whole nother beast. You can't just like take 50 reverse hollows of a specific card and be like, all right, I'm going to grade all of them, or I'm going to grade 90% of these. Like, you got to look at them. Because the condition, they could vary. I mean, they could be off center. They could have damage around the corners, on the edges. They could have print lines. Like, there's just so many more ways that a card will get counted off for on the English side. And when you're grading, you gotta be hitting pretty good. Amulet of Hope. Just sit down right there. So my day after this, today's the 23rd. I've got to go to the Waste Management Center. Around here we just say it's the dump. But got to go there because tomorrow they will undoubtedly be closed. And then Wednesday, even if it wasn't Christmas, they're always closed on Wednesday. I'm behind from last week because over the weekend we had stuff to do with family, as well as like games and things to be at with the kids. So I've got a lot of trash in the back of my truck. Got a few things to take back to Lowe's. And then I'm potentially going to be stopping by a local card shop to pick up some Pokemon binders for my kids. Thought about just doing 3-ring binders because I am still a believer in 3-ring binders. I realize a lot of people don't like it. Deep Pocket Monsters has that nice looking Pikachu. Has that one video about it, about not using. It's like, what is it, bad practices or something for Pokemon. But I like them because I can add things in. I can rearrange stuff. Whereas like the binders that are flexible, that you just put them in the side, they don't have the rings. Like, it's pretty much set. You get a new card or whatever, or you want to change something up, like, you got to move everything. Whereas with a 3-ring binder, you just add a page to the end, like, okay, this is like a supplementary card, it's a random variant. Let me just stick it in here. It'd be nice, to have them all together, but at the same time, I kind of like them at the end too. I still have 3-ring binders. I still have like some 5-star 3-ring binders that I had in grade school, man. I used to rock so many of those 3-ring binders for cards. Now, don't get me wrong. You can definitely put binder ring bins or dents into cards. I've gotten so many Charizards with them. If you guys are familiar with the base set, and if you're familiar with 9 pocket pages, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is in that middle ring spot. You got the 1, the 4, and the 7, and those are going to be the cards that get hit with those binder ring bins. And then if you use both sides, you're going to be looking at the 12, 15, and 18. But Charizard, several, just that dent from the binder, the ring on the binder. But if you don't just take your cards and you just don't smack them shut, you're not going to do that. The best way is you just kind of hold them up and then you close it. You can do it this way, or if you need to bring it in that way. It's pretty simple, but I get, especially if you're having kids do it, which that's what I'm doing. I'm having my kids put stuff in there. How it can be a hazard for your cards, but right now they've got these little binders. I think there's a few 4-pocket binders I still had from, I want to say the Dragapult Prime release with Celebrations. I can't remember if that was the actual name of the release or whatever it was, but it was a Dragapult 4-pocket binder that they used. But I'm going to go by a local card shop, see if I can find anything. And if I can, I'm going to pick them up some, because my kids have really gotten into opening up packs and trading cards. And so I think that it's time for them to get a little binder instead of carrying them around in an Elite Trainer box, because they're using sleeves like they should be for the most part. John still kind of sits on his cards. You find them all over the place. But with my daughter sending in her very first submission for cards to be graded, and my other one really getting into playing the game and then kind of matching up the cards that come along with it, I think it's time that they start upgrading, leveling up their collection and their binder collecting skills by protecting their cards in plastic, displaying them, organizing them. That used to be so almost like therapeutic for me. I remember when I was a kid, like, I would alphabetize everything. And that would get annoying. But when you don't have a lot of money to buy packs constantly, you might have a one binder worth of cards that you have to just put completely in order. Then there would be times where I would organize it by set. Other times I would organize it by like color. And that for Pokemon it was more by set. But for Yu-Gi-Oh it was like I would have my magic cards together, my trap cards, monster, effect, that kind of stuff. And it was kind of simple, but when you buy theme decks and stuff, you get multiples of cards, and it can get complicated really quick if you have thousands of cards. But with a 3-ring binder, if you're just adding in a whole nother page, you just work with that same book until the book is finished. All right, so I had this card right here, sell from my eBay store. I had a CGC Gem Mint 10 graded, $90. Isn't that crazy? $90. I had the Squirtle, I want to say, go for like 160 maybe. It was just a regular Gem Mint 10. So it's surprising to me that cards can bring that much. I imagine the PSA 10 is going to have a 50% premium or so on that, and then the Pristines, who knows where they'd be. There's probably not a ton of them out there. All right, we've got maybe 5 or 6 packs left. I really appreciate every one of you, especially if you stuck around this long with nothing on the agenda other than me sitting here open up packs, telling you guys Merry Christmas. I hope you guys really do have a great Christmas. Even if you're by yourself, just know that there's plenty of other people out there in your same boat. Hope you can enjoy your time alone. There are times when I wish things were less hectic in my life, but I've just learned to just enjoy whatever moment you're in, because it's probably not going to be like that for long. If what you seek out, like you want other people in your life, you're probably going to have other people in your life. You just got to put a little effort into it, and you can probably make it happen. If you're in a bad spot right now, there's people out there who care about you. Even if you don't know who they are, there are people out there who care about you. But with that, that's the very last pack. Again, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, and we'll have another video hopefully next week. But if not, it might be after the first of the year. It just depends on how hectic it is on my end, because I got 3 young ones, and that can make my life a little crazy at times, but so worth it. Merry Christmas.